Hey guys, sorry for being a few minutes late. Mevo was not allowing me to be great with my setup here. But anyway, I wanted to recap the breakfast Friday with the general management from the Dallas Mavericks and Wings teams. So we have part 5 of 30 Pieces of Silver. This is the Mavericks Wings edition. So everyone knows the Dallas Mavericks wants a new basketball arena. Not quite sure how much people know about what is part of the agenda for the Dallas Wings. So I do want to spend a good amount of time on that. But I do want to kind of give some background information as far as what the Dallas Mavericks are looking at. So they want 50 contiguous acres to build their stadium, to have Live Nation to do concerts, a medical facility for the athletes, also one that is public facing. They want a new practice facility, move their corporate office here. There will also be residential, retail, restaurants, and another hotel. They did not mention the casino, which, as we know, the Sands Las Vegas Corporation and Madam Adelson has been doing a lot with funding 2 PACs in order to get the Texas legislature to pass a bill, House and Senate, to legalize gambling here in the state of Texas. As I said on part 4, that there's roughly estimated $10 billion at stake as far as gambling is concerned if it's legalized here in the state of Texas. So that's going to pull away revenue that is going to Louisiana, that is going to Oklahoma, in order that people traveling there for gambling. So part of this breakfast and the discussion is that Dallas is very friendly, business friendly. So the Mavericks love the idea of keeping the Mavericks here in Dallas. We have a great market, as they stated, as far as the fans, the number of people that come here to see the games, the long legacy and history of the Dallas Mavericks being here with Reunion Arena and now the AAC, and now another stadium being built roughly about 25 years later. Okay, so this 50 acres will be basketball only. Okay, there will be no hockey, tennis, or any other sports at this new arena. It will be programmed specifically for the basketball fan experience. Okay, so that is to really hype up and give fans this experience that they're not getting from the AAC. Now, grant you, it's been a long time since I've been to the AAC for a Mavericks game, but I cannot imagine what experience fans are looking for that they're not getting at the AAC. I've been to a Stars game not too long ago. The stadium looked great to me, but if sports had to depend on people like me, sports wouldn't exist. Maybe volleyball, maybe golf, maybe a couple of other things, but basketball, football, the major sports that people are constantly being season ticket holders for and all that kind of stuff would not exist because of people like me. We would not pay for it. So the biggest thing that I'm not sure that people know is that the Dallas Wings currently plays in Arlington. I've gone to a couple of those games. It is fantastic. It's like you see all the passion. They are playing for the love of the game. They're not paying for a multi-million-dollar contract and endorsements. They are playing because they have the passion for it. So, the city of Dallas approached the WNBA in 2022 and wanted them to come home to play here in Dallas. So, as you know, that there will be a practice facility for the athletes in Oak Cliff, okay? So, initially, there was a cash incentive. It was paid to the WNBA team, to get the Dallas Wings here. It was noted by the general manager for the Wings that has never been done and has not been done again to get a team to play in a city. So here, although the city of Dallas budget is $5 million short because we did not get the sales tax that we expected, we are giving cash incentives to WNBA teams to get them to play here in Dallas. Okay, so the WNBA auditorium, they will be playing in the downtown Memorial Auditorium that is projected that will seat 9,000 people. Okay, interim, they will play at the AAC until the Memorial Auditorium, which is part of the $3.7 billion price tag that has been put on renovating the K. Bailey Hutchins Convention Center, and part of that, I think about $300 million is supposed to go to the Fair Park to do all of that deferred maintenance over there. So, the Wings have agreed to pay $19 million for 15 years to play at the renovated Memorial Auditorium. And then they have the option to sign another agreement for another 15 years. Okay. One question that was asked about the Mavericks Stadium was, what are they going to do to stay put? Like, will they continue to invest in their new stadium? Because roughly what is happening here with stadiums, especially here in Dallas, roughly about 20 years, somebody gets the antsy and wants a new stadium. So the AAC, remember, I discussed that in a previous part, it was completed in 1998. So here we are, the Dallas Stars and Mavericks lease option ends in 2031. They are not going to renew. Since Mark Cuban is not the majority owner of the Mavericks anymore, they're not going to lease. They want to own their stadium. The Sands Las Vegas Corporation wants to obtain all of the profit for the games that are going to be programmed at the stadium. They will also profit off of any other basketball events that is held at the stadium, because they will own the stadium. There will be no City of Dallas owned AAC that they're paying a $3.2 million lease with the Stars to be able to play there. That will not occur. The Sands will own it. They will reinvest in it. They will update the technology. They will do all of those things to maintain the customer, the fan experience that so-called regular people or the ultra premium sport fans want to have. Remember, that was my first part that I explained what the ultra premium entertainment districts are. Okay. So another thing that I want to point out is that the renovation for the Wings Memorial Auditorium started out at $200 million, and now it's up to $250 million. So $57 million is coming from the city of Dallas to do the renovations. Also, Dallas will own the practice facility for the Wings, and that is started out at a price tag of $48.6 million, and now it is up to $81 million, and it will be 71,000 square feet. It is going to be in Oak Cliff. So as part of this breakfast, we're talking about, the economic impact and the community impact of these facilities. It is noted that the Wings facility will impact the Oak Cliff neighborhoods that it is in. They want to be friendly to the community and make sure that they are adding to the community. Now, part two, I discussed about all of the black ministers saying how we need to tear down City Hall because it's going to connect the core. One thing I want to point out with the Mavericks' new stadium, okay? So it focused on the market importance and capitalizing on the success that the Dallas market already has with the Mavericks being here. And so moving the stadium to the edge of downtown and the development that is going to crop up as a result of the stadium being here. Because remember, hotel, medical facility for the players, also one for the public, practice facility, corporate office. There will be residential living, retail, and restaurants, and there will be programming that will be done. So it is an entertainment district 365 days of the year. Now, sounds like the AAC, right? We have housing, we have the W Hotel, the hockey fans come during the hockey season. And then we have the Mavericks games going on there when basketball season is in. And then we also have the concerts that go on in between, okay? So here's what is not being said. The AAC pulls in about $1.7 billion, okay? 3.2 is the lease from the Stars and the Mavericks, okay? There's the TIF that generates tax revenue in order to help build the infrastructure in Victory Park, okay? So the Mavs leave. So we're going to cut the lease, $3.2 million in half. Let's say the Stars stay there, okay? So we're talking about a lease of only $1.6 million at the AAC. Okay, Live Nation is part of the new Mavericks Arena effort to have 3,000 to 4,000 seats for concerts. Okay, everyone's going to want to go to the new concert venue. They are not going to want to go to the AAC because, oh my gosh, that's so old, that's so boring. That was built in 1998. So this $1.7 million that's generated in revenue and the millions of dollars that the city of Dallas gets in TIF funds, tax revenue, because of all of the residential, the retail, all of the commerce that has happened, all of the development that has happened, goes away. It's going to decrease, okay? Now, let's say the Stars go ahead and go to Willow Bend. Because I have been told that Frisco and Plano has wanted the Stars for a long time. We all know that Plano is courting the Stars very hard. So, nobody is there after 2031. $1.7 billion gone from Victory Park. Now, in 2031, you'll have the new Mavericks Stadium. So half of that revenue will come over. You have the WNBA playing at the Dallas Memorial Auditorium. So we are shifting the $1.7 billion that's in Victory Park over to another area of downtown. Now, whatever revenue and money that is generated as a result of the Stars leaving, that will go to the city that gets the Stars. So it's not generating new revenue, it's not generating new jobs. All it is doing is moving money from one area of Dallas to another area of Dallas. This is I don't remember what law of physics that it is, but energy is neither created nor destroyed. It is just repurposed. It is just recycled. And that's all this is doing, is recycling the money to another area of downtown Dallas. It's not like we're going to have the AAC bumping and thriving and having tons of concerts and still having teams playing there. No. It will become a ghost town. And if you remember, part of the selling feature to get the AAC way back when John Ware was the city manager, was that, this economic development was going to spill over and help to revitalize and help grow the West End. And it never made it over Woodall Rogers. So now what happens to the Perot Museum? That's part of the entertainment district right there off of Woodall Rogers. That is walking distance from the AAC. What happens to WFAA? Are they going to leave? I would assume that they're going to leave. I assume that the movie theater will eventually close until something else is found what to do with this, city-owned and paid for asset that is generating $1.7 billion, that it has its own economic report where it is not included in other parts of downtown, Deep Ellum, or anything, because it would skew the numbers so much. So, the controversy that had came about, so the general manager for the Mavericks did say that Kim Talbert came to the team, approached them last year about the expense of City Hall was too great for taxpayers to pay for the maintenance of the building. So to me, it sounds like the fix was put in. I don't think this is Kim Talbert's brainchild. I think she's going to take the fall for it because she's coming under heavy fire, and for having this conversation with the Mavericks team about moving out of City Hall, and to say that the cost was going to be so enormous that the taxpayers shouldn't be on the hook for it. So I think CBRE, ACOM, all of those guys already had determined that the number was going to be over $1 billion to restore City Hall, or to get it to a place where all the deferred maintenance is taken care of. And again, I think I said in part 4 that they have been contradicted with going to City Hall and saying they're going to replace everything, no matter if it has just been replaced. And then the town hall that was had in District 4, it was said that no, not everything is going to be replaced. It's just the things that are needed to be replaced. But still, everybody has to move out. It's $329 million. You got to rent office space for 5 years. That could double because they don't know what will be found once they start breaking into the concrete, even though you don't have to break into the concrete of the structure of the building in order to replace plumbing, electrical, and HVAC systems, because that is not part of the brutalist design. Had that discussion with Sara Basora on the show about projects that she has done with the city of Dallas, $800 million total, and all of this is just fabrication. So there's a brainchild behind this. I think Kim Talbert is going to take the fall for it if this goes down badly. People are very much upset about giving away a city asset because municipalities are not known for getting top dollar for their real estate assets when they sell them. And so we will be a dud with the AAC being empty because you can kiss the stars goodbye. Maybe Chad West said he was going to do everything possible to make sure that the stars stayed placed. I have not heard back from him, although he has agreed that we need to get together and catch up. Get rid of City Hall, demolish it, because no one is going to want to purchase it with the building there. They just want the land. So that means an additional cost with demolishing the building so somebody can buy the land for pennies on the dollar. And then we'll have an empty arena that's been paid for years that will not be generating any revenue, and that is city owned, along with the financial contributions to the Dallas Wings to get them here. So I'm happy that the Wings are coming here. I enjoyed their games in Arlington. With listening to the recording from the breakfast on Friday, I'm very disappointed. I want to support them. I wanted to be a season ticket holder. I am doubtful that I will be doing that if this is going to be part of what the Dallas giveaway that's going to be done here. And then in 20 years, will the Sands want another spot for another arena? But, don't know yet how much public funding is going to be asked for with supporting this for the 50 acres. And I do want to stress that a lot of the dialogue that was being had was the convention center project. So I do want to remind you of the price tag on the convention center project is $3.7 billion for the convention center makeover. It's being torn down. There is no design. There is no plan. And so part of this 50 contiguous acreage that the Mavericks want, and they want to benefit from the other people's money that's coming here and possibly having Final Four games here and being able to do so much programming around basketball. So I'm assuming that colleges and games and tournaments and all of this stuff will be had. This is not revenue that the city of Dallas will be getting, that they could be getting from the AAC. And so my prediction is the package that will be offered to the Mavericks will include this new convention center that the hotel tax is supposed to pay for to the tune of $3.7 billion. The Central Business District only has 62% occupancy since COVID. And overall in the city of Dallas, hotel occupancy rate is only at 65%. Before COVID, it was at 75%. So you have $3.7 billion on the hook. We still have $400 million on the hook from the Omni Hotel. And then we're talking about demolishing City Hall. We are talking about renting space, and those facilities will have to be outfitted appropriately for cabling, electricity, internet, and also moving 311 911 in the Office of Emergency Management and making sure that it is bunkered down so our critical services are not disrupted, because the city of Dallas is on the terrorist list, which is why we have had reinforcement with City Hall and the cement barricades in front, and you can't park in the plaza any longer to make sure that it is safe, just like the federal courthouse downtown after 9/11. So there's lots to consider here, but that's my recap on the meeting. Is that the Mavericks, they're going to get their 50 acres, and then we'll include a brand new convention center and other acreage there. And I'm not quite sure how this will compete with what Hunt is going to do with the land that the old Reunion arena was on, because he's planning on having residential and retail and office space there as well. And you know, DDI is freaking out because AT&T, Comerica, all moving out, and the occupancy rate of downtown is going to drastically take a dip here. And so we're going to be adding all of this additional office space and retail and housing. And I'm just like, how many people are moving here? So part 6, I guess I can start going into the population rates that's not happening in the city of Dallas, and start talking about median incomes and how many people actually make $250,000 a year or more that will be spending all of their money at these ultra premium entertainment districts. And with that, I will also say that Oak Cliff and that area of downtown where the stadium and the convention center will be, that is where the economic development will happen. That's where the money will stay. It will not bleed over into the Cedars. It is for sure not going to bleed into South Dallas. The AAC, $1.7 billion, and it stays there at the AAC. It stays there in that compound because it is related to the games. So the same thing will happen with a new entertainment district. It's just moving money from one area to another area of Dallas. So I will work on another part here to actually start looking at the people who in the DFW area. So I'll include Frisco and McKinney and all of those guys in Fort Worth, and see really how much money is going to be coming here. And we're not going to have 2 entertainment districts. We're just going to have the one, and we're going to lose the AAC. So I don't know what the city of Dallas is going to do with that. So until next time, guys, thank you so much. Make sure that you leave your comments, your questions. Make sure you tag people, share this, because we need to understand the full economic impact and the lack of economic impact that's being painted for surrounding communities to benefit from this. So I'll see you guys later on this week.